And welcome to XL Explorer. My name is Todd and I'm your host today. And we're going to go over the Peak Design GNAR case. It is a brand new case from Peak Design, and it comes with a lot of features and designs that are pretty awesome for a great phone. So today let's take a look at it. We'll go in and get some deep measurements and some ideas about what this case provides compared to other cases in the wild, and how we can make sure that this is the right fit for you. Thank you for joining us, and let's get going.
All right, and so here we go again with the Peak Design GNAR case for the iPhone Pro 16 Pro Max. Sorry, this is a great case for all users, but especially for those that are a little more outdoors, a little more wanting to, potentially dropping their phone, needing that extra protection. Like I said earlier, provides great battery, the great magnet hold, and is able to be super tight on the phone there. I think that the looks of it are also pretty sleek and pretty slick. I do like the color of the gold buttons and such, and I also like the way that the knurling feels on the side here. It gives you that kind of extra grip in hand. Another piece that's really kind of interesting, and let me get my charger here, is how this charger works. It works very well. You're able to plug it in. Let's get that piece out. Plug it in. Boom. As you can see, that is the Apple USB-C connector. It fits in there just perfectly. No issues. No wiggle. Nothing to worry about there. And then when you put that plug back in, it's very nice and tight. There is no lip there. There's nothing that's protruding, causing any problem. It doesn't add any kind of issue or weight or any kind of major feel there that you can tell. So it's really good protection for that lint trap of a USB-C. How simple it is to put it back together, put the phone back in, and get it like you need it. As you can see, just pops right in real easily. One thing I want to point out is how flush it sits up here. As you can see, this area, you can see that I have a screen protector on here, just so you know, and you can kind of see I've already got a ding in it. It's part of why I'm looking into was looking into the GNAR case. The case that I had didn't provide enough protection. TSA guy dropped it on the corner, and here we are. So, it doesn't impact performance, but that's in my screen protector, luckily, and not my screen. As you can kind of see, it's super flat and super on top of it, but it does provide that extra oomph that if it does hit straight, you're not gonna dump it on you're not gonna break your screen as easily. And so that's a great feature that this case has. I would say that overall the case itself is very nice. It's very clean, very well manufactured, very good to look at in your hands. Comparatively to as with anything Peak Design, you can see this. The Peak Design Mobile regular versus the Peak Design GNAR. If you have the Peak Design regular case, I'm not sure that it's worth an upgrade, but it is something. If you are brutal on your phone, you're going to get a little extra protection out of this. One thing I did notice, and just to look at I've got the Peak Design mobile wallet here, with the Peak Design GNAR case, it's very strong. So we'll take that off and we'll look at it compared to the mobile, the Apple case, the normal Apple case. Pop that in here, take a look at it, and you can see it's still pretty strong, but it likes to fall off. And so that's something that I really appreciate about the GNAR case, is that it's really just anything Peak Design, is that it really helps give that extra connection between your MagSafe devices and the and your phone. Same goes for the most part with the Peak Design mobile case, though I would say it's not quite as strong. It's still very strong, something that's very good, but the GNAR case definitely seems to have a stronger battery or magnet in it at this point. And so that's super awesome, something that I really appreciate, something that I was struggling with the old Apple case itself. So something that you'll want to take into consideration as you're looking forward to moving into this phone case. So now we'll take a look at the actual dimensions. I've got my beautiful digital calipers that aren't going to have any kind of digital because the battery's out, but we'll look at this from the perspective. It is 170 millimeters tall, which is what they say it should be. They're 175, so just a little bit short of 7 inches. You can see 7 inches is right there, and got a little bit of extra. So that's very nice. Just for comparison's sake, the Apple is 176 and a half, and the Peak Design normal case, the normal mobile case, is right at like 174. So we're talking millimeters difference. Overall, this is a little bit thicker, as you can kind of tell. It has some more thickness around the edges here, and something that you do want to know. But that thickness provides some extra protection that you don't get in the other cases. So let's take a look at how much that thickness is. So we're looking at it. That thickness is about 7 millimeters on the top side, on the bottom side, and 6 or 7 on the top side as well. So essentially the same on both sides. You're adding a few millimeters on top that gives you that extra protection compared to the regular Peak Design case. So you can see that's a 4, so you're adding about 3 and about 5 or 6. So you're adding about 4 millimeters extra to your phone. But that protection is absolutely worth it if you're somebody that is brutal on phones, somebody that has a lot of problems with phones. This GNAR case gives you some extra oomph when you're trying to give your phone some protection. I definitely highly recommend it. Hey everyone, we're still looking here at the Peak Design GNAR case, so you can see the inside without the phone. As you can tell, that comes with the nice Clarino leather style inside of it, something that Peak Design has been working with. I also have a couple other cases here so that we can look at and kind of compare them to compare the GNAR case to the regular Peak Design case in the ash color or charcoal color, and then the Apple case, the Apple Blue case. These are again all for the iPhone 16 Pro Max, but we're going to look at things like the weight and the size to make sure that everybody has a good understanding of what's going on. And so let's open this up. Let's take a look. Let's see. Let's go to 0. Okay. As you can see, the GNAR case is 65 grams. That's with this plug-in. I imagine the plug would take a few grams off. According to their website, the Pro Max case, which is what I have, is supposed to be 70.7 grams. And so we're coming in a little bit short of that, which is good. Today, and then we'll take a look at the Peak Design mobile case, the regular mobile case, the charcoal case without the GNAR, and that is coming in at 47, so a good 18 to 20 grams less. And then here's the, let's zero that out and try that again, sorry. So 51 grams. So we are 15 grams lighter on the regular Peak case. And then the actual Apple case is 35. As you can see, it's considered 35 grams, 36 grams. It's a little bit lighter than both of these, particularly than the GNAR case, but it doesn't provide the same level of protection, it seems. And we'll get into that in a minute. Here we go again with the top profile. Again, this is the Apple 16 Pro Max case. Similar internals to the actual mobile design. This inside on the other side of this phone here. Let's get this off of there and show you how it's pretty easy to take the phone out. But this is a nice Clarino leather, something that is very smooth, something very very good looking and very good to the touch. It also is made out of an ultralight 100% recycled polycarbonate, which is very good for your, just for the overall durability and what we're going to see over time with this case. It's a rubberized TPU bumper with bezels and a USB-C plug. So the USB-C plug is removable. It can come off. It's pretty simple to remove. If we need to take a look at that, we will. Machine and anodized aluminum buttons, so that's very nice as well. And a soft Clarino microfiber internal liner that we talked about just a minute ago. One thing it does mention that they mentioned on the website, it has high temp neodymium magnets, which are are allowing that connection between just the the case and your MagSafe devices. It's really strong. It's among the strongest I've seen, and so I'm very excited to see that. It's something that I've been looking for in a phone case for a while. And also this high strength ceramic backing ring, which is made out of. Hey everyone, today we're looking at the Peak Design GNAR case. This is for the iPhone 16 Pro Max. They also make it for the 16 Pro, and I'd imagine since it's fairly new, they'll come out with the 16, or come out with other versions like the 16E and potentially other Android type phones as well. This is a beautiful polyurethane device, something that is has a nice feel in the hand, and has this nice knurling along the side, as you can kind of see. Hopefully there's a little bit, with machined metal buttons here that are of gold color. They are, it's very, very nice looking. I've heard some complaints about that color, but I like it a lot myself. As you can see, it is something that is pretty sharp looking. Maybe there will be options in the future for some gray or some black or something along those lines, but for today, this is what they've got, and I like it a lot. It also comes with this protector for the USB-C. Let's get that. You can see that pops in and out. I actually really like that piece. It is something that I expected not to like it, just because I generally don't like things that pop in like that, but it is very seamless, no problems with it at all. Something that I really enjoy working with. And it comes off. I haven't taken it off myself, but it does come off if you pull it out there. It is something that you can do in the future.